Exterior, Hopper's French fried frog leg restaurant. Doc Hopper, dressed in a tacky frog suit, hops into the shop.
Hi, I'm Doc Hopper, inviting you to hop on down and get some of Hopper's French fried frog legs.
Zoom back to see 16-foot-tall golden frog legs forming an arch in front of the place.
Right here at the sign of the Golden Legs.
Close up on Doc.
Hop to any one of our 30 locations to see what service you get from our lovely staff of frogettes.
Doc gestures.
Frog legs, frog legs so fine. Hop is the place that you should dine. There's cheese legs, bacon legs, chili legs too, French fried frog legs, and barbecue. If you want just a snack, then here's the one, a frog leg burning on a bright green bun. So we like to say at Doc Hopper's, hop on down to Hopper's.
Customers begin hopping up to the windows.
We hop that you do. What? Did I miss one?
No.
Doesn't make any sense. We hop that you do. Oh, we hope that you do. Okay.
Exterior, TV shop, night.
That's terrible. That's the most appalling, disgusting, revolting thing I've ever seen.
I know. I'm a great businessman and a sweet fella, but I lack the skills of a performer.
You also make a lousy frog.
You, on the other hand, make a terrific frog.
What?
You are a very likable frog, Kermit.
And someday soon there'll be a Doc Hopper's in every city in this great nation. Someday soon we'll witness a frog leg craze. Someday soon there'll be 200 million Americans eating my legs.
No comment.
And you know why? Because you, my little friend, are going to do all of our television commercials.
Me?
You, singing and dancing into every living room across the country.
No way.
Kermit hurls the money to the ground.
You got to think big, friend. $500 is just the beginning. You could be taking home that much every year.
Let's go, Fuzzy.
$500 a year? Would you consider a bear in a frog suit?
Fuzzy!
Sorry. I got carried away. They walk to the car.
Hold on. Everything's negotiable.
They drive off.
Max!
A 1959 Cadillac limo with absurd razor-like fins pulls up. Max is in his driving outfit, gardener's gloves, and a green baseball cap with the Hopper's logo on it.
Name a whim. I'll cater to it.
Follow that frog. And scene. Lots of Doc Hopper.
Lots of Doc.
Heavy Doc Hopper scene. So I couldn't find anything, like I just could only find like the PDFs of the script. Nothing that you could copy and paste with. So that's why I typed it out. So some of it was wrong. But
Mitch, I don't know if you listened to last week's episode, but last week we started the script of the Muppets movie, and now we're just continuing it.
Are you gonna do the whole thing?
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
That was a continuation of the scene.
I'm going back. I guess am I just a crazy person, or was I not reading that one? In Someone Day Soon.
It was supposed to say someday soon. But I had to like transcribe it instead of copy and paste.
No,
so
I gotcha.
yeah, you did a great job.
But I got the rhythm of the song, and after only listening to it once, which is more than I can ask for this thing. Okay, welcome to the Average Nobody's Podcast number 109 for January 30th, 2021, the year of
Our Lord.
The year of our Lord. Whoever that Lord is. Hail Satan. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Do we want to get right into
Matt, where can they find the podcast?
Fuck me. I always do this. AverageNobodies.com. Average Nobodies on Apple Podcasts. Average Nobodies on Spotify. At Average Nobodies on Twitter. YouTube.com/The Average Nobodies. All those places, Adam. Thanks for asking.
I was just curious. I'm an avid listener.
Appreciate it. It means a lot.
It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Celebrity Birthdays.
Who is it?
It's Michael Scott.
It's Michael Scott. All right. I, Ryan, am in charge of celebrity birthdays this week. We got quite a list. Nine good ones,
I
too.
love it, because last week was a bad week.
Last week was tough. But this, I'm very confident that you'll get all 9. If you don't get all the names, I know for sure you know all 9 of these people.
Can I, let me see if I have mine from last week. I hope I do.
So I don't have my laptop, so I don't have the score rankings, but I'm pretty sure Ryan's in first, Matt's in second, I'm in third, and Mitch is way behind.
Are you going to keep track, though?
Yeah, I'll keep track of who gets. Oh, do you want to keep track of?
I was just going to throw it in the doc.
Perfect.
But.
Yo, doc.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to start off.
Ooh, we're raising the hands.
Yes.
Gotta raise the
so we are
hands.
raising hands.
Raising
which
hands,
We're, gonna,
yep.
We're civilized.
We
Or
are.
not? Yeah, this isn't. Yeah, this is a civilized nation.
So I was talked out of the description I wanted for this one, but
Okay.
I'm going to do a normal one. Okay. This Mexican-born actress has been the darling of movies with fast cars and will soon find herself in the middle of a battle between two of movie history's biggest monsters. Adam.
We're just talking about her.
Michelle Rodriguez.
No.
Read it again.
Yeah, repeat that.
This Mexican-born actress has been the darling of movies with fast cars and will soon find herself in the middle of a battle between two of movie history's biggest monsters.
Is it? Is it? I don't know her name. Is it Chris Hemsworth's wife?
I don't think so.
Right? Isn't it? Who's that? She was in Fast and Furious.
Oh, maybe.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can't
Who
remember
am I
her
talking
name.
I have no clue.
The one where they had to save her baby.
Right, her and Dom have a
Oh,
baby.
no.
Oh, it's not her.
Oh,
Yeah, her and Dom have a baby, and then she gets fucking brutally murdered.
Yeah, that was bad.
I don't think so.
Shit. I'm not gonna look it up, but if it's not
I don't
her,
watch Fast and Furious.
you don't
Yeah, no,
like,
she's
as a
not. She's
rule, or
not.
you
She's
just
not
have-
married to Chris
The
Hemsworth.
first one.
In the movie between two monsters?
So I mean, it's got to be King Kong and Godzilla.
That's what I would think.
Who else is in there? Coach is in that.
Millie Bobby Brown is in that.
She's not known for fast cars.
I don't think she's Mexican. She's from
I think
England,
we might
isn't
be
she?
thinking of the wrong movies. Are we thinking of Fast and Furious? Are we on the right track? What the hell? Who else is in Fast and Furious? Is it Charlize Theron?
Is it Jordana Brewster?
Oh, good one. Who the hell else is it? There's no other
That's
females.
it. There's only two women in Charlize Theron. There's only three women
All
in the
right,
movie.
so it's Isa Gonzalez. So she is in Hobbs and Shaw as Madam
Oh.
M, and she's Darling in Baby Driver,
Yes, very good.
and she
Very
will
good.
be in Godzilla vs Kong.
She was also in Bloodshot, a very underrated movie.
Yes, she
Never
was in
seen it,
Bloodshot.
so I
Very
did
good.
not include her. So
Damn! Wow, we fucked up.
I
Yeah,
thought
we
you
did
guys would
fuck
get
up.
that one.
No, it will.
We were just so thrown off. We were just talking
Yeah.
about Michelle Rodriguez. We had
Yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez on the brain.
It was a good clue, though.
Thank you.
I think you would have been better the first time. The first
See, if you
iteration
watched
of the clue,
Bloodshot and
then we
said
would've
something
got it.
about that, then
Yeah, right.
I never saw it. I didn't
I wouldn't have got her name, though. I wouldn't.
yeah, that one I guess was a little harder than I thought. So either way, it's her birthday, whether you got it or not. How old is Isa Gonzalez?
Ooh.
28.
28, huh? We'll say
28.
she's 31.
27.
She's 31 today.
Whoa!
Wow.
Big ass.
Listen.
Starting off hot.
Listen.
All right, so that's one for Matt.
One for the Matt.
Listen.
All right. All right, I'm going to skip around a little bit. Okay.
I love how you put in the notes, cold open, continue with the Muppets, question mark. Of course we're continuing with the Muppets. Is
wanna
that
make
even
sure.
a question?
We do Muppet Treasure Island eventually.
Yes.
Billy.
All right. He rocks peas on his head, but don't call this munchkin-sized comic a pea head. Pancakes on his face makes him extra happy. He likes shampoo bottles that sit on his lappy.
That's Andy Milonakis.
That is right, Andy Milonakis.
Wow. Jeez.
You
Would
didn't
have
know
never
that?
gotten that.
No, that's
Big-
his theme song.
Big Twitch star. Actually, I don't know. I shouldn't.
I love
say he's a
that. I
big
used to
Twitch
love
star,
that
but he
show.
does
So
Twitch.
weird, but
Very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so anyway, how old is Andy Milonakis
He's
today?
Damn.
old.
Is he old? 'Cause he was younger than us when we were watching the show.
No, he was way older than us when we were watching the show.
And he just looked young.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Andy Milonakis is. I'm going to say he's 42.
I'm going to go 48.
Ooh, I was going to 50.
50.
45.
Damn, if you hadn't said he's definitely older than us, I would have gone in the.
You would have been in
complete
the 30s.
Yeah, I definitely would have been in the 30s.
No, I remember reading, hearing about that. Like he's way old because we all when it was on, we were like, oh, he's our age. No, he's way older.
That's wild. I do not remember. I remember kind of now, but that doesn't strike me as something that should be true. He just looks young.
Yeah. He has that baby face. It's actually a disease. This last kicker was one of the first female main eventers in WrestleMania history, but interestingly prefers to be known as the Man.
Becky Lynch.
That is right. Real name Rebecca Quinn. Just had a baby, Seth Rollins. Congratulations, and it's also her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
How old is Becky Lynch?
Becky Lynch is.
I'll go first.
All right.
Becky Lynch is 30 years old.
I'm going to go 31.
29.
29. She's 34. Oh. Happy birthday, Becky Lynch. Hope your baby's healthy. My baby's going to be better. All right.
Definitely.
Definitely more athletic.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
34.
Parkour.
Her
Parkour,
biological
hardcore.
clock is ticking. A little late.
Well,
God.
hope she's not listening.
Just saying. Just kidding.
All right. She's been the
am
queen twice over, a small-town cop, and a godmother, as this British actress is quickly becoming a favorite of casting directors for both movies and television.
Oh, fuck. I know her name.
Fuck.
She's in The Crown, right?
Olivia fucking
It's not Olivia.
Coleman.
Correct.
Is it Olivia Colman?
Yeah.
Nah, I think it's someone different.
I didn't want to. I know you haven't seen Broadchurch, so I didn't want to go too heavy on Broadchurch.
But she is in The Crown?
Yeah, so she's
Some
been the
thickness.
queen in The Crown, and she was the queen in a different.
So how do we
show too.
point that? Because he said, well, she said she was in the
Yeah,
crown.
I
There's
didn't
Need a
plenty-
say-
character name, yeah.
Yeah, I would need to say.
All right, I'm taking the full point for that one.
Oh yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
Miller
Also, I think
Malar.
if someone comes in, if I say the
Show.
name and then quickly after someone says the person's actual
gotta
name,
have
I
a
think
point.
they should trump. No, I think they should take my point. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Well,
So,
because
like,
you
if-
just said the
Right,
Crown.
but if I had said Queen Elizabeth, if that's who she plays,
She does.
and then like very quick, and then very soon after, Adam says her actual name, then Adam should get the full point. I should get nothing. I think that should be the thing. But I think there should be a grace period because you can't be like 2 questions later be like, oh,
I had it right here. I knew her name was Olivia. And I wanted to say Thurby, but that's not her. She's way younger.
That's not it.
don't know
Is
who
that your
that
final
is.
answer?
No, I said Coleman.
All right, you lost it. You said 30.
I already put the point down in my phone.
All right, how old is Olivia Colman today?
Olivia Colman, I know this for a fact, is 57 years old today.
Okay.
That seems old. I think I'm thinking of a different actress. I really think I am.
So she was the queen in The Crown. Let's see what else.
She's in
Who,
Hot
who
Fuzz.
else is in The Crown? Who is like? Is she the main actress in The Crown?
She plays Queen Elizabeth II.
Colin Farrell?
She was also,
Would you say 54?
57.
I'm saying she's 45.
and she was Queen Anne in The Favorite.
Okay, I'm saying she's 45.
45, Mitch?
47.
47.
I gotta look her up after
Olivia
this.
Colman is 47.
Damn.
Yeah,
Mitch, you
yeah,
got it.
What a reaction!
Ooh.
I know, I knew that. I knew that.
He knew
I
it.
spoke to her today. I wished her a happy birthday this morning.
I was only 10 years off.
Mitch is a huge Olivia Colman fan. Yeah, Adam, confidently 10 years off.
I'm gonna look up Olivia Colman.
You definitely know.
I need to see her face.
Yeah, she's also in Fleabag. I don't know if anyone's seen that. She plays the godmother.
See now, I think maybe I was thinking of the actress from Fleabag. Like,
Oh, Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
yes, that's the. Okay, yes, right. She was in the movie with The Favorite.
Yeah.
Who was in else? Emma Stone.
Yep.
Right. Okay. You said
Was it Emma Stone?
Issues.
right. Who played opposite her in that? I don't know.
I don't think it was Emma Stone.
Anyway, I'm just an idiot. So
Phoebe Waller-Bridge's cousin.
Rachel. Oh yeah, it was Emma Stone.
Phoebe
Abigail.
Waller Tunnel.
I would.
So they have the same first
Yeah.
two
Why
names.
would they have the same first name?
It's like Bryan Cranston's brother, Brian Westwell. All right, go to the next
It's going off the rails already. All right. Okay. You can find this actor currently on TV as a naval criminal investigator, but he's still best known as a foreign exchange student from the 70s.
Oh, it's Fez from that '70s show.
Correct.
What the hell is his real name?
Wilmer Valderrama.
Yeah, that's it. So
I'll take a
enacts my
half.
rule. No, so
I'll take
enacts
a
the
half.
rule. No, Adam got the real name.
Yeah, but you got the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
So
going to
is it
say
half
Mark
and half?
Harmon.
So do we split?
Yeah, we'll split.
You're saying
You're
Mark
gonna say
Harmon?
Mark Harmon?
After the first part.
What is he's a
So he's on NCIS
oh
right now.
okay.
So Naval Criminal Investigation. I don't know what the S stands for.
Very good.
Science.
Yeah,
Susuzio. How old is Wilmer Valderrama today?
that's a good question. See, now I think that he. I don't know. I'm gonna say he's.
I'm going to go with 41.
Okay.
I'm gonna say he's 43.
38.
He's 41.
Wow, pretty good, pretty good.
Well done, Adam.
I like that. Big Wilmer Valderrama guy.
Who isn't? So that's what I
Also,
would say.
too, if you're looking for a good like binge comedy, that 70s show is hilarious.
It's a great show.
The
Every time
last
I catch
season
one
is terrible, but everything else is really funny. Like in the last season, they lose the main character, Eric, forget his Topher Grace.
Yeah.
And they also lose Ashton Kutcher for most of the season. And they like try to replace it with Seth Meyers' brother. He plays some character named Randy, and he's terrible.
Yeah.
But that show is a hilarious rewatch.
That show has a notorious bad last season, and the other one that I was thinking of I've been watching is Scrubs, and Scrubs has one of the worst last seasons in TV history.
Really?
So it's they ended the show season. I think it's it's either season 9 or season 8, whatever the last one is, and they were supposed to end the show with the previous season, and then decided at the last second to renew it for another one. A lot of the characters didn't come back. Dave Franco's in it. It's the worst fucking thing that you'll ever watch. It's so it's not filmed in the original hospital anymore. It's at like the doctors.
Who's in it from like the old one? Is Zach Braff?
Zach Braff is in
Okay.
it, but like a lot of the characters, like and John C. McGinley's in it a lot. But then a lot of the characters are just like pop-ins, like
Okay.
not full stories, and they follow the doctors as they become teachers at a medical school. It's fucking atrocious. It's terrible. It's notoriously bad. When you go on Hulu and look up Scrubs, the picture they show is all the young actors from that season. It's like no one had ever seen Scrubs.
Call it
They
a
would think
different show.
They would think it's a totally different show. Anyway,
That's too bad.
yeah.
Sorry to
but
hear
that 70 show as well. Notoriously bad last season.
Hey, 41.
41. Wilma Red's Room. All right, we have 1, 2, 4 more. All right. Stop your crying. It'll be all right because this sensational songbird is bringing a groovy kind of love in the air tonight.
Phil Collins.
Matt raises his
I
hand.
thought you put it down.
No, Phil Collins.
That
Phil
was,
Collins is right.
Jen and I were actually listening to Phil Collins.
Stop your crying,
love songs on the way here.
it'll be
So many good.
alright.
I love Phil Collins.
Phil Collins or Genesis?
Phil Collins.
PC.
Phil Collins. Phil Collins
Phil
or
Collins.
Genesis? Genesis.
Oh, you're an idiot. All right, Matt, you can't guess his age.
But the Tarzan soundtrack.
Unbelievable.
It's a good soundtrack.
Yep.
All right, how old is Phil Collins? Currently
man.
going through a nasty divorce.
Phil Collins is 69 years old.
Fuck, I was going to say 69.
When in doubt, 69.
It's true.
I'm going to go with a smooth 70. Smooth like his head.
Smooth like his
66.
head. Ooh.
Phil Collins is 70.
Ooh, thank you,
God
Matt.
damn.
I think the last time I did celebrity birthdays, there were a lot of age guesses too.
The thing about Phil Collins is he had a very interesting career. He had made a lot of pit stops in a lot of different genres, and he wrote for a lot of different genres. One of the most fascinating was he did a song with Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't know if you remember.
I love that
Yeah,
song.
that's a good
With
song.
a fantastic music video that puts him in the fish out of water role like you've never seen before with the Bone Thugs.
Take Me Home, right?
Yes, a great song.
Yeah.
A fantastic song.
we should listen to it on the way up to New Hampshire.
I think we should. But
Over
the
and
music
over.
video is tremendous. I remember watching. It had to have been MTV in my bedroom as a kid and seeing that music video for the first time, being like, "This song is fucking awesome."
Yeah.
And then
Who's this guy?
And then calling Francesco and being like, "Do you know that Phil Collins did a song with Bone Thugs?" And here we are.
Yeah, still going strong. All right. Best known for his rapping/singing, this self-proclaimed man on the moon has dipped his toes successfully into acting, but watching him perform his live music brings out the emotion of Game 7 of the World Series.
This is a great day for birthdays.
It is nuts.
Yeah.
That is Scott Muscuddy.
Correct, also known as Kid Cudi, one of my favorite artists. Love Kid Cudi.
Wow. Hell of a day.
They have a great day.
How old is Kid Cudi / Scott Muscuddy?
Shitsky. I will say Kid Cudi is 38.
Okay.
Kid Cudi is 36.
35.
You guys were all right there. 37.
Oh,
Right there.
Right there.
Everything around it.
Everything
All right.
around it. All right, 2 more.
I love this. I love the ones with a lot.
Which one do I want to do? I'll do this one. Okay. This A-list actor has been a newsie, a psycho, and a fighter's trainer, but he's probably best known as the Caped Crusader. Adam.
That is Christian Bale.
Correctamundo. Christian Bale.
Can you read the riddle again? I want to hear the whole thing.
This A-list actor has been a newsie, a psycho, and a fighter's trainer, but he's probably best known as the Caped Crusader.
Very good.
Ooh, that one even rhymes.
That one took me a little longer.
It's a good
I wanted to make sure it rhymed.
It
But he's
shows.
played so many like popular roles.
Yeah.
So it is Christian Bale's birthday. How old is Christian Bale today?
I don't know. Guess that's the point of this game.
50.
You guys almost seem surprised by the
50.
question.
I don't know.
It's an interesting starting point. I'm going to say he is 49.
47.
Christian Bale is 47.
Whoa!
Two age guesses for Mitchell. Mitch, I apologize if you've been raising your hand and I've been missing it.
No,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
keeping an honor system track, too.
Perfect. And the last one
Yeah.
to round us out. Okay.
Round us, baby.
Last seen in Mooseport, Maine, this Superman of the big screen has done everything from busting drug smugglers to coaching replacements. Adam.
That would be the Hackman, Gene Hackman.
Correct.
It is true.
That is correct. It is Gene Hackman's birthday. His final movie, 2004, is Leaving Mooseport.
That was his final movie.
Yep.
With Ray Romano.
His final acting credit, at least.
And he was Lex Luthor.
That's why I put Superman in there.
And we watched, if you guys remember, we watched The French Connection.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the coach in the replacements.
He was.
How old is Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman's 83 years old.
Okay.
I'm going to go with an even 80. Good. I'm sticking with the evens.
Gene
today.
Hackman's one of those
got it
actors that
wrong.
has been
He's
old his
81.
entire movie career.
Yeah, he has.
What?
81.
81.
Gene Hackman is 91 today.
Holy
my
shit.
God.
And
Gene
I also thought he
Hackman.
died. I was confusing him and Sean Connery. He's not dead.
right.
He's very much alive.
We lost two badasses over the last year: Sean Connery and Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. So, updated standings. I had a monster day. Not to brag.
Is that it? That was the last one.
That was all 9, yep.
Okay.
A total of 6.5 points for me, 3.5 for Matt, and 2 for Mitch.
There was 18 points available in that
It's crazy.
Celebrity Birthdays round.
Pretty good.
All right.
It's
Good
time
celebrity
for
birthdays.
everyone's favorite game show, Celebrity Birthdays.
Very good, everybody. Round of applause all around. Let's get into what we're watching.
I'll go first. I've got really nothing new, and Ryan can hop right into his after mine. I've been continuing my Workaholics rewatch, which has been hysterical, and my Lost rewatch, which has been frustrating but very enjoyable. For Workaholics, it's funny because there's a lot of episodes where I find myself laughing out loud, but then I'm in season 4 now. And I'm getting to the point in the rewatch where, and I remember feeling like this when I was watching it live, that all right, it's the same thing over. Every episode is about dicks, which is funny sometimes. But and then I was actually scrolling ahead through the newer seasons. I haven't seen a second of seasons 6 and 7 of that show, so it'll be uncharted territory for me.
Of Workaholics?
Yeah, so I'm psyched about that. I'm not meaning to trash because it's very, very funny. But it's just funny, remembering that, at this point I started, giving up on the show. And then for Lost, my updated favorite characters power rankings: number 1, Mr. Echo. Number 1, that dude is the man. And number 2 is my boy Saeed, who is criminally underused in that show. I won't air all my grievances with it because we could do the whole fucking podcast about, my Lost grievances. And John Locke, who has been my number 1, he's fallen to number 3.
I love the idea of you and I doing a power rankings every week and seeing where they change.
All right, would you do a top 3?
I think we start every week we do a top 3
right.
of where they're at in Lost.
Okay, I like it.
Where
So-
people fell off. I think we have to keep track of this somehow. I'm gonna start, Doc. Okay,
Because it fluctuates so much.
Yeah, who's your top 3 today?
Echo, number 1.
Okay, Adam, you got Mr. Echo,
2, Saeed.
Saeed.
3, still John Locke. Hanging on
Locke.
by a
Okay.
thread.
Do you have a Jack update?
I'm indifferent on Jack right now.
All right, so you don't hate him.
No, I don't hate Jack anymore. Now I just feel bad for Jack because Jack is the leader. He steps up when no one else has the balls to step up. But then when he starts, ordering people around or asking people to do things, nobody fucking listens to him. So it's so frustrating.
It is.
What's her face? Oh my god, I can't stand Kate, I can't stand her.
She took a big old crash in my my market watch on.
Kate, I need you to you got to stay here. You got to stay back at the camp. We're gonna go out. We're gonna go look for Michael and the others. Next thing you know, they get ambushed by the others, and who do they have captive? Kate. You should have stayed home.
Kate, you got to make sure that Sawyer does not get any of the guns. Next episode, Sawyer has all of the
guns.
So I'm not gonna lie, guys. Sawyer has all the guns. Jesus.
Listen, I'm just gonna come out and say that Sawyer got every single gun we have. He has all of them.
Awful.
So I'll let you continue as well. But my top 3 for right now is number 1, Jack Still. Number 2, Special Son, and then number 3, Desmond. Desmond number 3.
Desmond hasn't shown up again.
Rapidly climbing.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Desmond he's a chart topper.
So I every time I watch, I find myself like creepily texting Ryan about how handsome Jin is. That he has a face made of stone and his hair is thick as a border collie's. It's like, what a gorgeous man. And then one of the last episodes, he had his shirt off on the beach. Like, Jesus Christ, this guy.
Yeah, he's a very handsome man.
And Sun is also,
she's very pretty.
It's funny, after I text you, this is terrible. I texted her and I referred to as Tokyo Rose. And then, like, I was watching an episode, and that's what Sawyer calls her. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But, yeah, I do like Sun and Jin, too. But we'll stick to the 3. Those are my 3. I cannot wait to finish the workday, and, like, Jen and I watch a couple episodes a night, and I can't wait to, like, continue on. I'm psyched about it.
I'm glad you like it. It's just a fascinating show.
It is. And so the only new thing I've watched was The Little Things on HBO with Denzel, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto, and a couple of Wire cameos with Frank Sabatka and Avon's sister.
So I kind of hope... Oh, I didn't notice Avon's sister.
Yeah. She was the CSI lady.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, so I recognize her, but I didn't know from where.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, but so...
She always has those, like, dagger eyes.
Yeah.
Like she's disappointed in you.
So we'll kick off, like, so for Matt, we won't spoil anything because we know you haven't seen it.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was, like, a good cop movie. It was more about, like, the young detective and the old detective than it was, like, the murders, I thought. The acting in it, obviously, you got 3 Academy Award winners in it, was awesome. Jared Leto was unrecognizable.
Yes.
But still sort of handsome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could tell, like, if he
in
just
a demented sort of way.
If he just, like, took care of himself for a day,
right,
he'd go back to being, like, a good-looking guy.
Right. I enjoy. I thought the score in it was awesome. So I, like, was rifling through, who did the score for it. I forget whose name it was, but he's done, like, everything from The Little Things and, like, Bridge of Spies to Finding Nemo. So he's like a big ass in the in
the score world.
The score world. So I was a fan. What did you think?
I liked it a lot. It definitely was elevated by the acting. So it wasn't, and I think it's just hard now with you have so many different.
What?
Just banging things around. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's hard now with you have so many different like streaming services and ways to like watch movies and TV to like not that they're gonna come up with an original movie or television show idea, but like that like cop thriller or like the cop dynamic has been done so many different times that it's kind of hard to come up with like a unique plot. So it wasn't necessarily unique how they did it, but the acting definitely elevated it, I thought.
Yeah.
Denzel was, I don't know.
Denzel was the man.
He's good in everything.
He is.
Everything. It's just like, it's ridiculous how good he is. And he was really good in this. I thought Rami Malek, interesting having him be the detective because he looks like a murderer. Mm-hmm. Like there's one scene, it's like filmed from the side and he just smiles. But he can't smile. Like it looks like he's like forcing his lips to like push back.
Yeah, it's like his skin is saran wrapped around his skeleton.
Yeah, like his face doesn't want to smile. I thought it was really good. Definitely worth the watch. We almost, it's weird we watched it like the exact same time.
Yeah, I stopped a bunch too.
Did you?
Watching it, yeah.
No, I didn't.
Stopped a bunch.
Actually, I did pause it. Holly had to get popcorn and things like that. So yeah.
You want to talk about Dave?
Oh, yeah. So for anyone listening to the podcast who knows, friend of the podcast, former host.
Yeah, former host.
Those are the dark times of the podcast. Dave D. I think Jared Leto, like, secretly followed Dave D for a couple weeks and then
Matt,
decided this is my
if
character.
you had no interest in watching this movie, like you should watch it just to see how frighteningly similar this.
I'll probably end up watching it.
He
so.
talks like him.
He walks like
Not
him.
only does he talk like him, he talks like he uses the words that Dave would use.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
He walks like him, like with the little bit of the limp. It's like it's frightening how
Goes to the titty bar in the middle of the day.
Yep.
Doesn't leave until the nighttime.
he also like he only wears one outfit the whole movie.
One.
The whole movie, every scene.
Does he have a
Yep.
goatee, same facial hair?
No, so it's not like long, but he has a beard. He's got long, like greasy hair. It's kind of spot on.
It's scary.
I'll have to check it out.
Drives around town all day.
I will say a lot of the choices he made as a character, was like kind of almost waiting, like, oh, like we'll see how this factors in. He could have just been like he could have done things differently. I think he just likes being this like meta
creep.
Yeah, and I read an interview with
Yeah.
Denzel Washington, and Denzel, like, as nice as he could, kind of came off like, yeah, just kind of wish you would act the role. Like, you don't have to be really weird on set. Like, just, but I guess that's just how he gets into character.
Remember all the like the stories that were coming out of Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I do remember that. Like giving people dead rats as presents.
Yeah, like on set, and like him, like he couldn't talk to him. He had like these 2 bodyguards go around and talk to people for him. Like, that's such a stop being a pain in the ass,
Yeah,
please.
I hope he didn't try to like big league Denzel that way. It's like,
Imagine
hey,
that.
pal.
Yeah.
I've won a couple Oscars. That
Fucking Denzel
yeah,
Washington.
don't worry about it. Get into your role however you got to do it.
Yeah.
But just like little things that Denzel does, I love. Like there was one scene where he was just like in a car and he like has his gun. So like they're filming him just like eye level from outside the car, and he just like puts his gun on the hood and just kind of like leans in, and it's so cool. Like he just does little things like that that like make the character so much cooler. I don't know.
One part I loved is like when like they're interviewing people in the interview room, and like Denzel's behind the one-way glass. He's like in the corner.
Oh, he's like
of it,
crouched
too.
down.
He's like
Yeah.
crouched down in the corner of it, and you got this whole big window, and they can't see you. But he's like crouched down in the corner, and it's almost like he wants to, like he's trying to. I don't know what he's trying to do, but whatever he was trying to do was like it was a cool like
Yeah, he was
thing that
really
he
good.
did.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
It's
Sounds
it's
good.
worth watching just for him, and it's a good movie too.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good like cop crime thriller, so I liked it.
And it was I liked actually the setting too. It's like sort of a little used setting. It was like it had to be late 90s.
I think it was not like 95.
Yeah, so it was. They mentioned the Night Stalker, so it was after Night Stalker.
Yeah.
but no one had cell phones.
No,
Still used pagers.
pagers, payphones, so it wasn't present day, which that always helps.
Yeah,
especially when you're
boxy
trying to
cars.
especially when you're trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because you do it present day, it's like just this camera's
Track him
everywhere.
on his phone.
Yeah, track him on his phone. Do it. So
Got
it,
him.
it makes it a little harder for the
Get the
cops.
science guys in here. Let's see who did it.
But I liked it.
Yeah. All right. What else did you watch?
So I watched. I don't know. Have anyone here seen Detroit?
With John Boyega? No,
Yeah.
I haven't.
No,
I wanted to
you,
see
you
it.
told me about it.
It was unbelievable.
Really?
It like
Catherine
blew.
Bigelow directed it, right?
Yeah, it like blew me away. So the only other movies I've seen of hers were Zero Dark 30 and The Hurt Locker.
Her Locker's great.
Oh, have you not seen Point Break?
Oh, right.
The new one?
The new one.
No.
No, she did the old one.
She did the old one too.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. I'll look
Wait,
it
she
up.
didn't do the new one.
No, she did the old one. I'll look it up.
I'm looking it up right now. I don't believe that.
All right, we'll continue on. Almost positive.
Oh yeah, she did. Okay, I didn't know that.
I just have to stake my stellar reputation on
I
it.
didn't know that.
So I've seen Point Break too, but for the sake of this conversation piece, so Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30 are like war movies, which I think she excels at, like building up tension in a scene and like almost like making the viewer have anxiety about what's going to happen next. So she brought this to. So the movie takes place in the late 60s in Detroit with all the civil rights riots and all that type of stuff. So it's basically the black community in Detroit versus all the white cops. And the Detroit police force back then was predominantly white, and they're trying to deal with the black community who was like marching for civil rights and all this stuff. And it was just chaos at all times. But she brings that like ability to like make you feel anxious and tense to those type of clashes. So the first 45 minutes of the movie sets the stage of pretty much like everything that's happening. So the first scene in the movie is at like an illegal bar or an illegal club in downtown Detroit, and There's like all black people in the club. They don't have a liquor license. They shouldn't be there. So the white police force comes in, breaks it up. They're super aggressive, causes this like disturbance. And then you start meeting like new characters. And then at about 40 to 45 minutes in, the movie just like takes this abrupt turn to it's one scene, and it takes place at the Algiers Motel, and it's based off a true story. And the scene lasts like 45 minutes.
Holy shit.
It's like
Super intense.
super intense. It like blew me away. It was unbelievable. So it's all the characters you're meeting are staying at the Algiers Motel, which is like a black friendly hotel. So you can stay there because the streets are just chaos. Like police are beating people, and they end up getting like a sniper call coming from the hotel, which you see everything that happens. And then the police go to the motel, and then they just start questioning people very aggressively. And all the characters you
Just
met,
asking them questions, right?
yeah, very nicely.
Yeah.
And all the characters you met start intertwining with each other in this
that's
one
cool.
scene, and the cops are just like beating the crap out of all this stuff's happening. It was ridiculous, and it's based on a true story. So it's John Boyega, Anthony Mackie's in it. The main cop he's actually
Eyebrows?
he's in Vacation.
No, he's in Meet Where the Millers. Right? The guy with the eyebrows? Will Poulter?
Yeah, well, he's in Vacation too. The
Vacation?
new one with Ed Helms.
Is he? Who is he in Vacation?
The son.
No, he's not the son.
He's not?
No, it's some other kid.
Oh, I don't know why I thought he was in that. Well, anyway, he's the main cop, and he is very good. Like, different than anything I've ever seen him, but
He was in Midsummer.
never
Oh,
seen
yeah.
Midsummer. Oh, he's in some type of comedy movie, too.
We're the Millers.
Yes, okay, that's what Ed Helms, too. Right?
No,
No?
that's Jason
Yeah.
Sudeikis.
Why am I
What are you,
fucking-
drunk?
Yeah.
No, all right, I'm mixing all these up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so he plays like the main cop, but very good movie. I would highly recommend it. It's on Hulu. Then I watched The Tax Collector after.
The Tax Collector. Oh, that's on
Shia
Hulu
LaBeouf.
now, yeah.
Eh.
Oh, man, I tabbed it to watch.
It
think-
didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I think if I go back and listen to when I talked to you guys about it, I think it was about the same. I just like it was all right.
Yeah, it was okay. If you can watch it if you want, but it wasn't that.
But if you remember the controversy around it, and I want to get your opinion on it now, was that that people were mad that Shia LaBeouf was in a role of a Latino person, but he's not. He's just
not, although his accent is.
It's very, but the argument was it appropriation or was it, which is I think not big time, but like,
I don't
or
think
was
it
he
was.
just like, was he someone who grew up in this area and like developed that accent?
Yeah.
I think the latter.
I
think it's
agree.
ridiculous to think otherwise, but
Yeah, they weren't like trying to fit him into this Latin role.
right. They weren't. Like,
He just grew up in the neighborhood, and like
they
that's,
weren't brown facing him for the movie.
Right,
Like, that
right.
wasn't the case at
Yeah.
all. But people were very upset at the time, which is dumb.
stupid, especially for that type of movie. Like he's a cold-blooded murderer.
Yes, right.
Okay, do you want to get a Latin actor to play cold-blooded murder? Like, yeah, I don't know. It was David Ayers,
Yeah.
so it felt like it was trying to be 2 or 3 different movies at the same time. It didn't really work for me.
He does the thing that Scott Snyder does a little bit as well, but he loves the art of a scene. Like he loves like what is the big camera movement going to be in this scene? Oh, is it going to be slow motion? Yeah, it's going to Michael Bay does it too. It's going to be slow motion, and it's going to be the shot on the bedside table just above the gun, and you see the door. Like it's what is the cool shot of that scene? And a lot of the times it doesn't. It's not earned, and the payoff isn't as good as whatever the scene is. It ends, and you're like, ah,
Did you guys see Bright that he directed on Netflix
no.
with Will Smith? I liked that movie.
That's
that
one
movie
with
was good.
Joel Edgerton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one was good.
I didn't watch that actually. I remember that was like one of the first big Netflix movies. Right?
Yeah, it was. I
Netflix-
enjoyed it.
Netflix produced or whatever.
Watched The Little Things, and I started watching the show In the Dark. So it's a CW show.
Is that the German one?
You should watch the Riverdale.
No, I don't think so. No, it's definitely not German.
What's the German one? Is it just dark?
Just Dark.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
just
never
Dark.
mind.
So it's called In the Dark. It's a TV show. So both seasons are on Netflix, but I guess it's weekly on CW. So the premise is a young blind woman tries to solve her friend's murder, and that's pretty much the first season. So the blind main actress, the character's name is Murphy Mason. So she's played by Perry Matfeld, and she's really good. So it's her and her roommate / friend / coworker Jess, who reminds me a lot of Lisa Bernardino.
Oh.
It's a show?
It's a show.
Oh, it's also a 2013 movie.
Yeah.
It's not the same
but
thing.
it's her, and like basically her character is blind. But she wasn't born blind. So she like gradually lost her sight as she got older due to this like degenerative disease. And her like one of her best friends is this kind of like corner drug dealer kid with like a heart of gold, that type of character.
Mm-hmm.
And they met, which you see in like a flashback, like the show takes place present day. They met when he like saved her from a mugging in like the alley near her apartment.
Yeah.
So she like befriended him. They were really good friends. So she ends up finding him like dead in the alley. And the whole first season kind of goes through like that investigation. She's blind, so it makes everything harder. So she just kind of like felt his face, stuff like that. But they don't like parody it at all. It like, even though it's CW, so it's very like drama-ish, especially with relationships, but it's really good. And the star of the show is her associate, as he shall be known, Pretzel. He's her seeing eye dog.
Oh.
Golden retriever.
Pretzel.
But so she has to get around with Pretzel, so she works at like, it's called Guiding Hope, which is just like a seeing eye dog school. So they like train golden retrievers or different dogs and give them to blind people. The main cop is Harry Crane from Mad Men, Rich Sommer. I don't know if you remember him, Matt. He was also Pam's friend from art school that like wanted her to stay.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the bartender is Kathy from The Office, from the later seasons.
Nice.
The one that like is replacing Pam. I don't know if you remember her.
In the hotel room.
Yeah, the one that like is
Yeah.
flirting
Oh,
with Jim all the
gotcha.
time. So she's in it. I don't really recognize anyone else, but it's pretty good. It's a CW show, so I'm sure it's similar to Riverdale, where it's like a little ridiculous at points. But I really like it, and you should watch it just for Pretzel because he's
a good boy?
He's a good boy. He's really good. Also on Netflix, I watched Operation Odessa, which is a documentary about buying a Russian submarine. The Mexican drug cartels buying a Russian submarine. It's insane. So there's three main guys. There's this
Is it
Russian?
it's a documentary.
It's a documentary. There's this Russian guy, his name, he just goes by Tarzan,
Okay.
and he moved to like Miami in like the late or mid '80s, and opened up like a strip club there. And then he has this associate Juan, who's like an exotic car dealer, and then there's another guy who's like a bigwig in the Mexican cartel. And these three worked with the Cali cartel, so it's like the opposite of Escobar, the people against Escobar, to buy a Russian submarine from the Soviet Union.
To smuggle drugs?
Yeah. So they paid
That is wild.
$50 million to buy a submarine.
It must have been an old.
So it was after the Soviet Union collapsed.
Yeah,
So
sure.
they just there was no economy, there was no leadership. It was like before Putin,
No rules.
took over. There was no rules.
Can we?
So
So
they
it's like an
flew-
estate sale.
Yeah. So they flew there and they just
Hey,
went.
you got a tag on that submarine over there? What's that going for?
So they charged the Cali cartel $50 million to get this submarine.
It's crazy. I want to know who piloted it. Did someone just have to learn how to pilot
It
it?
never got that far, which you'll see in the documentary.
Okay. Oh, all right.
But it's crazy.
I'm gonna watch it. That sounds interesting.
It's really cool. So
I'm big on submarines.
Yeah, I saw it because The Rock.
They scare me.
The Rock put it on Instagram
Very
about
scary.
it. I guess he watched it. I'm like, oh, I'll check it out. It was the guy Tarzan is just hysterical, because so he used to live in New York City and he was Russian, but he got in with the Italian mob, so they sent him down to Miami to like try to make money for them and like the cocaine trade and all that stuff. So they sent one of their guys down to be like the manager of the strip club, and that guy was like very old school, like Italian mob, like no nonsense. Like he drives a Toyota Corolla and he wears jeans, and Tarzan drives like a Maserati and he's like blowing all this money. And the guy's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like the feds are gonna find out."
It's like in Goodfellas when what's his name pulls up at the
pink
car.
car.
With the pink car and his
Yeah.
wife's got a new fur on.
Yeah. So it was funny, and of course the feds find out. But it's cool. They interview like those three main guys, and then the DEA, U.S. Marshals, the people who are investigating it too.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Quick watch, really fun. I watched Kong Skull Island,
Ooh.
which was okay. I don't know.
Sorry, that's mine.
I was gonna say, where the hell is it coming?
It wasn't bad. I hate
fine.
Samuel. I've never hated Samuel L. Jackson more.
Yeah. I don't really remember his character that much from that movie.
No, me neither. I was actually texting Mike D about it this week. He said he was watching it, and he said that like he was very happy that Samuel L. Jackson said, "Hold on to your butts" in that movie, like he does in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But like, you didn't need Samuel L. Jackson to be in that role.
No,
He
but
did-
he was
did
like played
nothing.
such a terrible like a useless like guy.
Yeah.
Like he kept like changing his reasoning for everything,
Yeah.
and like clearly Kong's trying to help.
And you know what else too with that movie? Like you went out and you got Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson to be in it, and they make it through the movie.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, you're gonna continue the MonsterVerse. Why the hell is it set in like the 1960s or
Yeah,
whatever?
right.
Like
Yeah.
you went out and got them.
Well,
and
I don't
you
think
can't
they-
fit them into the new movies.
I don't think they.
But no, they end the movie with like, oh, is there gonna be a second one?
Yeah, right. Well, second one of that. Maybe they thought they were going to do another Kong Island set in that. Well,
I don't know.
because in Kong versus Godzilla, what do they call it?
Godzilla versus Kong, yeah.
Versus Godzilla versus Kong. He's getting shipped over, which appears like he got pulled off the island,
Right.
or captured somehow and then brought to wherever he's going, and maybe I don't know.
Oh man, I can't wait for that movie.
It's going to be so awesome.
I
Did you see-
thought
did
I
you
saw
see-
something in that trailer.
I did see something in that trailer.
Okay. We'll
said,
take it offline because we don't want to spoil it for our viewers.
we won't. But Adam and I said we would not watch another trailer for Godzilla versus King Kong because we don't want to get spoiled by anything. But that didn't stop me from going back and watching that one trailer 100 times.
A bunch of times, yeah.
The main one for that movie.
I really enjoyed the King of the Monsters because of all the second one, because of all the monster fights in it, and
Yeah.
King Ghidorah and
Yeah.
Mothra. You got all, like the classics in that one, which was dope. But when I was texting Mike about this today, like King of the Monsters is like an awesome monster movie, and then Godzilla, the 2014 one with Aaron Taylor Johnson and Bryan Cranston, like that's an awesome movie that Godzilla is in.
Yeah, right.
Like that movie is good.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it in IMAX and just like having my tits blown off by how good that movie was.
Yeah. It had no business being as good as it was.
No, it was wild.
Yeah, it was
Like,
good. And I'm so glad they stuck with it, and now they're doing
Yeah.
this new movie.
How does this thing keep moving on me?
Is it just moving?
I think
you're
I keep moving it over here, and then next thing you know,
You're moving it.
I think
I'm
you're
not touching
moving.
it.
I mean, maybe it is like just moving on its own.
But I remember just like
I think you're moving.
when when Godzilla does like the atomic breathe
Yeah.
in the like the final fight with the Muto, I almost shit myself.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming. And like the best part about that is why I have high hopes for the Godzilla vs. Kong is like you didn't know the fucking Muto was going to be in that movie at all.
Yeah, right.
You had no idea.
Yes.
And that's why I think in Godzilla vs. Kong, like, yeah, it's going to be like I think they're going to do what Batman vs. Superman should have done.
And
Like,
not
okay,
spoil 'em.
Godzilla and Kong are going to fight. There's probably something else going on, but we're not going to show it to you. We're not going to fucking spoil
There's
that
no need-
Wonder Woman
there's no need to.
and Doomsday are in the movie for you.
Yeah.
The one thing I remember to go back to Kong Skull Island, the one thing I remember that really pissed me off was the entire movie, Tom Hiddleston's t-shirt remains tucked into his pants.
The whole movie.
My shirt would have been untucked the second I landed on the island and was running from these giant monsters.
Crash landed.
Crash
Like you're
landed.
sweating, you're doing all this
His
stuff.
and his hair,
Perfect.
perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't need to be in that. Neither did Brie Larson.
That's
really.
that's almost as wild as Bryce Dallas Howard running through the jungle
And high
with
heels.
heels.
Yeah, running from a
Jurassic World.
T-Rex in her heels. Yeah, right.
There were some there are a lot of cool shots in that movie, especially with Kong.
I love the scene too where, and I forget what actor it was. Was it Ortiz, the guy he's in a ton of stuff. The guy whoever he got the explosives and he was gonna like taunt that thing to eat him. And then
Eli from Boardwalk Empire.
Yes, right,
Yeah.
Eli. Yeah, right. That's
He
what it was.
throws him against the
And he
rock.
just like fucking knocks him against the wall.
He's like, no, I got to do this. It's
Yeah.
like, it wasn't bad. Like I actually enjoyed it as
I mean, maybe it's just, I don't
as
know,
an
maybe,
action
maybe
movie,
it's not
but-
balanced. Eventually, I'm gonna mount it over here so it'll be out of the way.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as an action movie, but Samuel L. Jackson just pissed me off.
Yeah.
And then I'll finish off, which I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah.
In and of itself.
Just watched it again today.
I was gonna watch it. Like I had some time to kill before I came here, but I figured Jen might want to see it too, so I held off.
Moving towards you.
It is right.
I think it's because like we're moving the table, and I think it's moving.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We can,
But
there's
Matt,
no way to
you take it because I know you watched it first.
So, in and of itself, it's going to be hard to describe, but Derek
It's like
Guadagnino,
or Del Guido.
Del
It's not Del Guido.
Guado, Guadio? Del Guadio?
Yeah,
Does that sound
it's
right?
DELG.
D-I-E-O.
Right.
Yeah. And when I see it, I can pronounce it. Yeah, Derek Del Gaudio. Derek Del Gaudio does this. He is the main protagonist in this stage show, directed by Frank Oz, who we paid homage to earlier in this episode, The Muppets, because he was the voice of Fozzie Bear, Miss Piggy, Frank Oz, Yoda. They did this stage show. They did 552 shows of this in New York on a small stage.
Same theater, right? Every time?
Same theater. It went for a run of about a year, and they took like hiatuses, but they, it was on 552 shows. It's a lot. It's a little over a year, I think it was. I actually had tickets to this show. I couldn't go because I was working in New York at the time, but I had heard from a podcast that Frank Oz was doing this really like revolutionary, like very unique show in New York. So you should go see it. I didn't go see it, but anyway, it's hard to describe, right?
It is. It's really hard to describe. And I read a review of it too.
Yeah.
Not that I wanted someone else's opinion of it, but I just wanted to, because you almost feel like you're missing something. Not that you're missing something, but like there's more that you should be getting out of it.
I think they do a good job of, they want you to, the whole premise is the audience walks into this theater, and on a wall there's all these cards. It says I am. I'm not going to spoil anything for it. It's really though the watching it and seeing what happens is really the exciting part.
That's the meat, yeah.
But there's this wall and there's these little cards, and they say on one half of the card it says I am, and then underneath it has illusionist, father, mother, comedian, whatever. It's like all these adjectives describing what a person is, and like some are abstract, some of them are straightforward. I'm a jokester, I'm a construction worker, I'm a whatever. People pick it up, and as they walk into the theater, they give it to somebody, they rip the ticket, they get the I am side, and then the other person gets the theater gets the side that says what they are. And they sit in this theater, tiny theater. Derek gets up in front, and he does this like, basically it's part magic show, part like spoken word, like storytelling. It's right. I mean, story.
Yeah, it's something I've never seen before. Like not that combination, because he's like clearly like a very skilled like magician and illusionist.
Yes.
He's a very skilled storyteller, and he's just a very skilled entertainer. It's like all these different things at once.
It's broken up into 6 parts, and he tells this story at the beginning that you find out why it's 6 parts, like why the main story tells you what it's about. They tell you about the ruletista.
Yeah.
And he breaks it up into 6 parts. It's interactive with the audience. It's fantastic. And he's not like a magician or illusionist like, fucking David Copperfield, I'm going to make this helicopter disappear. It's like, it's very subtle, like card tricks, but not card tricks in the fact that like it's all just like he is super skilled at shuffling and knowing exactly where cards are on the deck, and he does this really cool thing.
And he's talking the whole time, so he's almost explaining to you what's going to happen as it's happening, which I think is part of the trick.
Yeah.
Because you're more focused on him instead of like staring at the cards.
Sure.
But Frank Oz is almost as big of a star as Derek.
Yeah.
The way he directed it.
Yeah.
Because they kind of like mix and match all different shows into this to make it viewable on Hulu. Mm. So it's not, you're not just watching like
one
there's
show.
not like one camera from one show. So it's not like a stand-up comic.
It's like produced. Like it's
yeah. So he's like, it all kind of reminds me of the Adam Sandler Netflix one where they took stuff from a bunch of different of his shows when he went on tour.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was like much more enjoyable that way. So you almost took like the greatest hits, even though it's the same show that he does over
like
and over
the best
again.
Deliveries and the best reactions.
Yeah. But there's a couple things he does that are audience interactive that there's no explanation for.
You can't understand it. It's fascinating. And it's like emotional. Like it's super
very
like
emotional.
Touching, and the stories he tells are super personal. One of the big overarching themes is like with the cards and everything. It's like, who are you and how you perceive yourself and how other people perceive you. That's like the big overarching theme of the whole show. And he really does a good job of hitting it home from a lot of different angles and letting people kind of like run free with it. There's a really funny part at the end that kind of took me by surprise. Now, I'll say it's not a spoiler. Bill Gates is in one of the shows.
David Blaine too.
Yeah, David Blaine. And like
They got Blaine?
But he doesn't like. They don't he doesn't like introduce them. They're just part of the.
They're there, and there's a couple
There's
other people that are
so many
famous too. One of the guys from Project Runway was there too. I forget his name. Lindsay knew him.
Was Tim Gunn one of them?
Yes, Tim Gunn.
Okay.
That was it. Yeah, right. Project Runway, right? He's in Tim Gunn. And like they do this scene where they like cut to the audience and one of the just Bill Gates there. Like, what the fuck, Bill Gates?
Yeah.
Very good though. It's very unique. I highly recommend everybody check it out.
Yes, and it's like you said, you can't explain it, and I found myself after watching like I didn't want it to be explained. Like I wasn't gonna try and figure out how he did some of the things he did. It didn't matter.
That stuff I never get too bogged down with that illusionist stuff because they don't want you to know how they did it. They just want you to be amazed by it and like, just like, like that, like taking the experience you just saw. Like I was absolutely bamboozled. I don't know how he did any of this, but also he leaves you with a lot to think about. But it's not too high level, well, what was he talking about? Like you understand what he's explaining because he does such a good job of storytelling. He's a really good storyteller.
Yeah. And he's like you said, like, did he get like that emotional every single show?
He got so telling these stories. Like you'll see, like he gets like teary eyed every story he's telling, and like at some points he's like in tears. Like he does 552 shows this, and they have to do them back to back, and you'll see why.
Yeah.
And I don't know this, but
the...
they definitely didn't do them 552 episodes straight. So what happened in the break? Because I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they like follow the person around.
There's a person. So anyway, this is not a spoiler, I guess, but there's a person in the show that like halfway through the show, he asks, is there somebody that would like to come back tomorrow to the show? Mm-hmm. And someone volunteers, and they get this book. He calls it the log book. It's this big journal. And their job is to explain everything that happened up until that point. And then right before the show ends, before they do the final act, they ask him, the person, to leave.
They kick them out.
And they come back the next day, and they explain what happened or in the book, he wrote what happened the previous day. And then there's a page of what that person, he or she, thought happened at the end of the show. And then the cycle repeats. Someone takes the book and goes home and has to leave before the end of the show and sees the end of the next show. It's good. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yep. It's an hour and a half.
I got it on my list.
Quick. In and out. Lindy and I watched it again this morning. Okay. And so I also have been watching, I'm quick here, a lot of uplifting things. I watched Chris Farley, Anything for a Laugh, documentary that came out in 2019.
I watched. That was very good.
That was a very, very good documentary. I loved how they kept coming back to his brothers in the restaurant together. That was really nice the way they did that. I feel like sometimes in documentaries about very famous people that have died young or like very tragic, like I think a lot of times like they just like, it's tough to get a documentary that feels cohesive because like even with the Bee Gees documentary that we watched, some of those interviews, obviously the brothers died. So they're from other VH1 or whatever specials, right? It was VH1.
Yeah, VH1 Behind the Music.
So it's like,
and people like evolve and have different opinions, and so like in the Bee Gees case, the surviving Bee Gee has a different opinion of everything that happened because he's 20 years older than when the brothers died.
Right, he would have had a different opinion of like where would Andy be in his life or Morris anyway.
Yeah.
They did a good job of making it very cohesive where these are all new interviews at this current stage of these actors and comedians' lives, friends of Farley, castmates of Farley on SNL. I thought it was just like really good. I thought it was really good how they did talking about him getting into the movie business and moving away from SNL.
Yeah.
I thought because he didn't like movies. He liked doing SNL.
Doing that.
I thought that was really sad and like kind of like how like that kind of like started the downhill trend of like where he was going. I wish David Spade was in it more, but I know it's tough for him to talk about it. And
you
like
can tell it still bothers him.
Yeah. So no Sandler either, which kind of surprised me.
He was in the other one that I watched.
What's the other one called? That's the one I was trying
My Farley or something.
That's the most recent one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the one that was on like Spike TV. So.
But also Adam Sandler did an incredible Netflix comedy special and did an incredible
and like a
song.
tribute.
Yeah. So good. So that was good. Watched Chernobyl for the first time. If you guys don't know about that story, then we all do. Very upsetting.
Yes.
Very upsetting how they handled that. Didn't handle it well. If you need to take that, Ryan. If you need to.
No.
So Chernobyl. Acting was terrific. I just thought it was strange, and it took me out of it that it wasn't in Russian. It's in English.
Well,
I mean, if it's meant for English audiences.
I know, but there's so many shows that I watch that I have to watch with subtitles because, like,
But would it made it better for you if it was in Russian?
I think it would have. I honestly think it would have. I'm not trying to be a snob here and say that it has to be 100% accurate, but it did take me out of it that all these what's his name from Mamma Mia and a bunch of other shit. The hell, and his sons are actors.
Skellen,
Yeah.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, like it just. I was like, oh, everybody's speaking English. Okay, there's
Yeah.
no and there was no subtitle. Like, and then like there's Russian text everywhere. Like, but nobody's speaking Russian.
Yeah.
It just felt very pulled out of the thing. It was very well done. HBO like does a great job with it.
I'm sure they talked about that too. Like, hey, let's just bite the bullet. Let's do it in
Well,
English.
I think that the problem
Yeah.
was they got English actors. That it would take way too much time to have them do all of their lines in Russian, and they did not want to hire no-name Russian actors because they wanted to have the name power.
Especially with HBO putting their money behind it, you had to.
It's a shocking documentary.
It's
I mean,
almost like a horror story.
yeah, it's a shocking miniseries about. It's not a documentary; it's a narrative, but it's shocking how it was handled.
Crazy.
And like how it could have been way worse for Russia and that continent and for almost the rest of the world.
Yeah.
If they hadn't fixed it, did what they did to at least mitigate it. Wild shit. So watch that, and then I watched Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. Tremendous film.
It's an odd one to
Old
go
school
in there,
classic.
but
So I had to. I watched In and of Itself, sad. Chris Farley. I mean, In and of Itself, not sad, but definitely a little somber.
emotional.
Chris Farley, Anything But Alive, very sad. Chernobyl, extremely sad. And Back to School, Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield is a master. It was a master at. I think that he just like. He had it, and he got into it really. We talked about this before. He got into acting really late and comedy really late. He just had it. He just had it.
Yeah.
It was just something. There's something about him, and like you look at him and like the way his mannerisms are and the way he carries himself. He's this old like overweight man, and he's doing all these like he had no problem in this movie. Did you ever see it? Back to School?
It's like this. It's when you think about it, it's the same plot as Billy Madison.
Yes. Yeah. Go back. Yeah. Right.
Same exact
I mean, he has no problem like taking his shirt off, going like doing like off the dive, and like it was stunt doubles and shit. But anyway, like doing all this like crazy wacky shit, didn't care, and he just had good comedic timing, and he's just like a crazy zany guy. And this is the time like this budget type of movie is just like they didn't really. I mean, nothing was like. It was very low budget.
Yeah.
All these type of movies, like these comedies made in that era, like very low budget. There's no continuity to
No.
anything. It's so, yeah.
Just existed on its own.
Robert Downey Jr.'s in it, who's his son, Rodney Dangerfield's son's best friend. It's just super over the top
Yeah.
and funny. Liked it a lot. That's what I watched.
Awesome.
Do you want to talk about anything? I don't want to talk about the stock shit that's been going on. We talked about before this. Everybody's covered it. I'm not going to be another talking head pretending like
Saw
I know
that
exactly how it works.
the Snyder Cut got an official release date,
Yes.
March 18th.
18th. And so originally it was a 4-part, 1 hour each
Right now it's a movie.
show. Now it's a 4-hour movie.
Yeah,
I wonder what made them change that.
no idea.
And why are they beating us down our throats with it? Like, what is it? Like, they're like shoving it down our throats now. Like, they're just trying to control the narrative now because like originally they said it was a 4-parter and now it's just one. I see it everywhere. It's like, and now it's a 1-hour movie. Okay.
I mean, maybe they're just like
Or a 4-hour movie.
ramping up the
Marketing for it. Do you think it's ready? Less than a year from when it was announced.
I mean,
Less than a year.
it has to be
Memorial Day last year they announced it.
like
Right?
it has to
Memorial
be.
Day or Labor Day.
I refuse to believe that it's not.
Okay. Do you think it's going to change people's minds?
I hope so. I've got a lot riding on this.
Is it going to
personally.
change our minds?
About what?
Like, well, that's right. I mean, we
We're
both,
dug in.
but we both can agree that we did not super enjoy the way that the Justice League movie was done.
Yeah,
Do you think this will help for us?
I think
personally?
so.
I think so too. I mean, it's going to have more of all this shit, and we already
I
liked
think
it.
there'll be. I think it'll be a better story. It'll make more sense, and there'll be a lot more fan service.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That was exactly what I was going to say. There's going to be a lot of, oh shit, it's him, it's her moments.
You fucking know we're getting a nightmare scene and we're seeing like Nightmare, Joker, and Deathstroke. You know that's happening.
The Justice League official Twitter account, the Snyder Cut, was Joe Manganiello retweeted it.
Yeah.
And they responded, welcome to the Justice League.
Yeah. So
They're doing what they're doing. Basically, what they're adding to this movie, I think, is just they're taking what Marvel does in end credit scenes and putting it.
It's gonna be the whole movie.
Jamming it in the movie. We're gonna add this character and this character.
Yeah. Like you know we're getting a Martian Manhunter at one point. Might even get an actual Green Lantern at another point.
We know we're getting
Darkseid.
Yep.
So
We're getting a new Steppenwolf.
a new Steppenwolf, another henchman.
We're getting we're getting new Batman scenes,
new Batman scenes.
among other things they filmed.
Yep. So we'll see.
I'm excited.
See.
That's very soon. Very
Yeah.
soon. It's the end of. I mean, it's February basically now. Looking just a little over a month. Very
It's
excited.
gonna be right in time for my birthday.
Are you guys excited about this whole year too? Of like Netflix is doing 52 movies, or a movie a week, and also now we're getting into the time where they're going to start. These,
We're gonna get the Suicide Squad on
right
HBO.
HBO.
soon.
Right, HBO is going to start hitting those movies. I'm super excited. Matrix coming.
It's gonna be a great year for movies.
Yeah.
For streaming movies.
Yeah, it's too bad. I can't wait to go back to the theaters like full like.
I know. I love going to the theater.
There's nothing better than getting excited for a blockbuster movie
Right.
and getting tickets.
Getting tickets, getting your blue icy, freezing
Yeah.
your brain.
Yeah, I love them blue ices.
Blue, strictly blue.
Yeah, no, look, blue's the
all
way to
day
go.
blue.
Blue's the way
Have
to
you ever had
go.
a pup and slush?
Pup and slush. Oh yeah, Smithfield
my
Ice
God,
Cream.
they don't melt.
No.
It's good. It's not ice. It's like plastic.
Yeah,
That's why.
it's incredible.
Dude,
try
pump and
ice.
slush. If Dallas is listening right now, we were talking about that the other day. The concession stand at the Smithfield Ice Rink
Yep. That's it.
was the truth. Yeah, I think that's it. You guys have anything else you want to add?
That's all I
Hell's
got.
Kitchen.
I'm good.
Started a couple weeks ago. I don't
Hell's
know if
Kitchen?
You guys like Gordon
Oh,
Ramsay?
love
but
Gordon
it's
Ramsay.
hilarious. So it's hysterical. It's the first time they're doing it in Las Vegas at the actual restaurant.
Oh,
Oh,
awesome.
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I know they. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and MasterChef, they go there usually for the finales.
Yeah.
His Las Vegas.
MasterChef's good too, but like it's not enough reality.
It's
for me.
it's not as much drama.
Yeah, yeah. But I do like MasterChef. So.
Yeah. Nice.
Very good. All right, fellas. I think that's going to be it for the Average Nobodies podcast number 109. YouTube.com/The Average Nobodies. At Average Nobodies on Twitter. Podcast services, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, I believe as well, and then AverageNobodies.com where it all lives.
Sure does.